Hello, guys. Hope you're well. I have 45 minutes because I'm doing a podcast in an hour, which is not going live. It's going to be released in a few weeks, and it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. So stay tuned for that. I'll promote it during the week. But for now, I want to focus on Hollywood a little bit. I used to be big into movies, not so much anymore. And I just feel like Satan runs Hollywood and Satan's running out of ideas. In the movie industry and the music industry, I feel like these professional sports are getting the same scripts as well by the devil. And I'm just doing this to see if you guys are noticing this as well, or if it's just me. So the name Hollywood straight away is magic, all right? Because sorcerers and wizards, all right, they use the wood of a holly bush to create their magic wands. And with those wands, they created magic spells, all right, transforming into mystical, out of this realm, extraordinary, okay? And the name Hollywood, guys, is literally magic wand. Now, we know in Hollywood, we've got Disney. And Disney right now is becoming super political and pushing agendas. And I've grown sick of it. It's why I don't really watch any movies now. There's so much political messaging within them. The same storylines over and over and over again, which are being mangled to fit progressive narratives, all right? Which is why we have this really confused generation right now. And Disney, rather than entertaining people, they're trying to lecture them. And now more than ever, perhaps that's always been the case. You can go back to Bambi as well and think about what Disney were doing there. So it got me thinking about movies like Ghostbusters, where they had to then release a Ghostbusters with women Ghostbusters, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. And it's all like basically in the name of equality, which is what they're doing. So I've said the same with music. So many songs are just re-releases, or they've taken samples and then slightly changed it. And I caught this a while ago. I was like, I'm pretty sure the devil's running out of ideas. I really am. Or he's focusing his attention elsewhere, because you've got Disney coming out with a non-binary character, all right, who goes by they, them pronouns, and is voiced by a non-binary actor. Guys, there's no such thing as non-binary. It doesn't exist. We're male or female. It's in the Bible. So I want to say, again, I don't have kids. I don't want to tell people how to parent, but I'd be careful leaving your kid alone watching a Disney movie or watching cartoons. I'd be very careful, all right? But again, I'm not a parent. So God bless you, Emmanuel. Jesus Junkie, what a brilliant name. New subby here. I hope it appears. Been staying on 11.9 thousand for 3 months. God bless you. Entertainment sucks now. All the movie sports people are slowly pulling away. Yeah, there's been a decrease in people going to the movie theaters as well. I think that's because of Netflix, but also because the movies are not as good anymore. And I think Disney and all these studios, they know that they can just keep repeating the same product and people will keep buying it. It's just like selling burgers and changing the dressing, but it's the same burger, or adding a pickle to it. Satanic Hope you're well. It's crazy. I've got Jesus Junkie and Satanic Hope in the live stream. Much love, Robbie. I've been really busy, Robbie, like unbelievably busy. I've got stuff going on with my website and been doing a lot of coaching. I've been really busy. And I am today as well. Like I said, I've got that podcast. I've got a coach later. I'm working on another book, reading the Bible. I've got my girlfriend, all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, for me, movies are not what they once were, put it that way. And it's all about clamoring for diversity as well. And you've got to be careful with pushing diversity and equality. What about the remake of The Little Mermaid? Ariel was played by Halle Berry, a black actress. So Little Mermaid was played by a black actress. That's just, again, pushing diversity. Okay? And that's just the reality. When you think of The Little Mermaid, you think about the red-headed representation, which we're distinctly connected to. But there's very few people in this world now opposed to diverse casting, all right, because they're scared to say anything. And that's the issue. You don't have to be a racist to say, why are they making The Little Mermaid black? All right, that's not racist. Satan wants it to be. What? How dare you say that? No, it's not. Create a different character. Okay? It's just, I think it does something as well with our mind. I think it messes our mind up. I think it's a lot deeper than we realize. And the movie was terrible as well. Everybody who told me said the movie was terrible. But Disney hailed this decision as inspirational. And of course, all the media did, because the media is run by the devil. Now, Snow White is going to get this woke reboot. All right? Snow White. What's it going to be? Snow White and the 17 dwarves. Like, change that instead of 7. And then I'm sure each one of those dwarfs will be diverse in its own way. So I wouldn't watch that. I wouldn't watch that, to be honest with you. So I don't know who these movies are truly appealing to. But like I said, there's a decrease in people going to the movies. What they're doing with Star Wars, because Disney got their hands on Star Wars, didn't they? And they're even pushing diversity in those movies. So it's just, Walt Disney was a 33-degree Freemason. They have a club called Club 33, which is VIP. And it's clear as day that Walt Disney was a Satanist as well. Okay? Think about Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse as well. You flip those M's and you get the 33. So I'm happy that I don't really watch movies at all anymore, and I'm not spending my money going to the movies. And again, when you go to the movies, okay, there was something cool about it, and I'm going off topic here, but last time I went to the movies in the US, I think I spent like $45, because if you go to the movies, you get a soda, you get popcorn. I spent like $45 to watch a movie. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't good. I was like, wow, like I wanted to leave halfway through. It was that bad, but I cannot remember for the life of me what it was. So all these scripts, they just seem to be repeats, but now they're just making them more diverse. Now there'll be people that just say, well, why fix what's not broken? All right. Well, it's clearly broken now. People are not going to movies. And I know movies are really expensive to make. So maybe people directors, producers are not willing to invest that money in them now. And like I said, Netflix is changing the world of Hollywood. But it seems that these studios are creatively bankrupt more than financially. All right, because they have all these stockholders. They're pushing this diverse angle everywhere we look. It's like with comedians. Comedians can't say anything anymore without being called out for it. So a lot of the humor that we grew up with, and now I'm not saying I agree with all of it, but a lot of the humor's gone now because, oh, you can't say that. You've offended him. You've offended her. You've offended them. All right? You've offended this community. Well, they can deal with it or not watch it. People get offended. God bless you, Miss Jones. It's part of life. We don't all agree with the same things. So just don't support it. But it's like we're in this world right now where it just needs one person to complain and can shut everything down. But how many sequels and prequels are they bringing out as well? All right, that's a sign of desperation for me. How many more Avengers movies do we have to watch? And when they brought out all those Harry Potter movies. But the sequels and prequels are not that annoying. It's when they are just taking a classic movie, re-releasing it, and pushing diversity through it. And it ruins the movies. Like I said, the women Ghostbusters was abysmal. Me growing up, I was a kid when it came out. I really enjoyed the Ghostbusters. And now it's kind of like, it sounds strange, but it's like annoyed me, and it shouldn't. And I know that's my issue. There were no need to do that. So you've got to agree, guys. Like the music right now as well. I don't think it's ever been worse. I don't think the music's ever been worse. Like I said, it's either been stolen or it's just mumbling, especially when it comes to rap music. It's just a load of people mumbling over the same beat. So I think ultimately Hollywood is evil. All right. When Hollywood came on the scene, a lot of ministers of churches, they would attack these motion pictures. All right. Because what was happening was on Saturday evenings, everyone started going to the movies and then they stopped going to church. Okay. And a lot of these movies can glorify sex and glorify scandals and glorify violence, death. And we seem to enjoy that, unfortunately. So I think it's actually a good thing that Hollywood's dying. Like the Oscars, there's a decrease in people watching. The Grammys, things like that. So I just think, like with Hollywood, I think it's built on Satanism and occult practices, and still is to this day. They constantly mock Jesus Christ, by the way, Hollywood and Hollywood movies. I believe that there is MK Ultra, which is mind control, which is unfortunate, because for me, MK Ultra is demonic possession. That's how I see it. A demon consumes the mind. I think there's mandatory sexual assault. I think practically every star that's got to the top of Hollywood was sexually assaulted. A lot of it comes out. You've got this rampant drug use and alcoholism, which we see. But did you see the other day that Lady Gaga and Helen Mirren both put up the Baphomet together? They did that. Just straight up. So I think once you get to the top, you've done so much evil that your heart's become so darkened that you're willing to do anything to stay there. I don't like these unhealthy influences by older persons directed towards younger people as well. If you think about like Macaulay Culkin, these child actors, Lindsay Lohan, they all go off the rails, don't they? And we watch those movies as kids like, I want to be that person. Wow, what a life they have, because we see them on the red carpet, all right? Of course, it's red, Satan, the red dragon. And you go, wow, what a life they have. But they're tortured souls. And I think a lot of the parents sell the kids off to Hollywood, which is just part of this fallen world. Like, there's a lot of bigotry in it in Hollywood. A lot of actors die young. Always seems to be either suicide or alcoholism, or they get into some random accident. Hollywood's full of propaganda, eating disorders, just strange relationships. You'll have like a 20-year-old dating a 60-year-old and normalizing all of that, which is just not normal. And all these sadistic rituals that they're putting in the movie, they're promoted and classified as like art. I'm sick of all the movies that glorify war as well. Glorify war, all these movies recently about pandemics, about the end of the world, about war. It's like clearly predictive programming or warnings. I don't know. So Hollywood wants us to believe that being famous and rich is successful, when it's not. And like I said, holly and wood, literally the wood from a holly tree, is what's used to craft the magical wand. So what they're doing now, like the biggest magic trick, is this diversity, is this equality. And I've told you, parents have to do something about this when they're letting the kids watch all of this, because the kid doesn't really know what it's watching, but it's taking in this information, whether they're aware or not. So, yeah, I don't think Hollywood's going to get any better. It's the same actors doing the same performances over and over and over again. You can pretty much always predict how they're going to end. Yeah? Because they're just repeating the same storylines. And like I said, it's the same with sports. Because it is scripted, I think, by the devil. It's the same stuff that they're putting out over and over again. And Hollywood's telling us how to live, but Hollywood has these twisted morals in regards to what's right and wrong, and saturated in hypocrisy, Hollywood. Double standards everywhere you look. And what about the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the pentagrams that they receive, which is idolatry, which is frowned upon by God. But the fact that this star is a pentagram, and you've got someone like Macaulay Culkin calling out Hollywood, yet he just received his Hollywood star. Now, I do believe there's been actors and singers who've made it to the top briefly and refused to play along with the black magic, and they got cast out of Hollywood. I'm not saying every single person who has been involved with Hollywood is involved in the Satanism. Far from it. I think the ones that have longevity, whether it's the directors, the producers, even someone like Hans Zimmer, who's doing the music, we have to be very wary of these people and what they're actually trying to show us, how they're trying to program us. I think I told you a while ago, I used to watch Grey's Anatomy, and I really enjoyed the show. And it had so many seasons. And then for the last 3 or 4 seasons, over half of the cast were LGBTQ. I stopped watching because it just hit me. I was like, the show is here to push agendas. That's the ultimate goal of the show. It's not to entertain or make money. It was to push agendas. All right? Like I said, Satan runs Hollywood. Satan doesn't need money. And the average actor, by the way, makes next to no money. It's the same with musicians. Unless you're in that top 5-10%, you're not making much money. You probably go to acting school, you get into debt, and then the average actor is not paying off that debt by starring in movies. They're paying it off by working in restaurants. I lived in Hollywood. Well, not in Hollywood, in LA. All right? The amount of girls that would serve me, that would be like, I'm a model, I'm a waitress, and I want to be an actress. I don't know how many that move to Hollywood and LA and get their hearts broken. And it's a blessing that they don't get to the top of it, to be honest. You don't get to the top of these industries by just being talented. Can somebody give me a woo? God bless you, Harold, Gus Parker, NR, Sean. You can't get to the very top of these industries through talent alone, or at least stay there. Perhaps you can get there through this incredible talent, and then to stay there, the longevity to stay there, you're going through so much that we can never comprehend, I don't think. Yeah, Sean, that's a good point. There's definitely actors that have left Hollywood for God, and they do have YouTube channels and books, and they've been completely cast out of society, because we can all be saved. But when we look at like a Will Smith, a Brad Pitt, a Johnny Depp, a Scarlett Johansson, a Helen Mirren, all right, at that level, a Morgan Freeman, a Denzel Washington, at that level, you don't want to know what they've done. God is love. Amen. Absolutely. The Bible tells us that. Do you see Wayne Rooney getting Plymouth Argyle promoted in a couple of seasons? No, let me break that down quickly for you, Harold. You have Wayne Rooney, who was an unbelievable footballer. He coached with Derby County, got them relegated. He coached Birmingham, got them relegated. So why would you hire him to keep you in the division? Just common sense. Why are Bayern Munich signing Vincent Kompany, who just got relegated with Burnley? Why? These are just simple questions. It's because it's all coded and it has to be that way. How on earth are Bayern Munich, one of the greatest teams in history, recruiting a coach that just got his team relegated, who has very little experience? It doesn't make sense. And I know some of you in the chat will justify it. He's up and coming. He's a winner. He got them promoted. People will always justify it. But to me, I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. Same with Rooney. Why does he keep getting hired? All right. Is it so he can take another team down so it's 3 and fulfill a World War III riddle? So he'll probably take them down. Exactly, Deception. You just backed up what I said, that people will find justifications. What I'm saying now about Disney, they'll just say they're adapting to the generation, even though they're creating this generation. Can somebody give me an amen? The likes of Disney are creating this woke generation, this weak generation, this confused generation. Disney's playing a huge role in that. Obviously, just the mainstream in general. That's just the truth. I agree with what you're saying about Mel Gibson. I believe he is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay, just because he did Passion of the Christ and he said a few good things. Yeah, I don't trust Mel Gibson whatsoever. Not at all. It's the ones that appeared in a few movies. They had minor roles. They did okay, and they just disappear. And then people say, oh, it's because they weren't quite cut out. They wasn't talented enough. They were. It's just they were like, okay, I don't want to be an A-list celebrity. I'm not doing that. All right. And I'm sure they have to keep their mouth shut. As long as they keep their mouth shut, I'm sure they're okay. But then they just go out and they glorify God. They work regular jobs. And like I said, I'm not saying that all of them who've worked in Hollywood are evil, because that's not the truth. But Hollywood does shape society. It really does. And then the Oscars are awarded to the movies that are most going to shape society. And the way humans are, they see, thank you. Oh, my word. Durrell, thank you so much for the $20. Do you know what's so amazing? Durrell's one of my best friends, and he's still calling my girlfriend Kendra, even though her name's Kenya. But hey, if you want to call her Kendra, brother, I'll tell Kendra you're buying her a cake. I'll do that after I'm done coaching. That's amazing that guys, my girlfriend's name's Kenya, like the nation. And my brother Durrell likes to call her Kendra. And I'm not sure why, but it made me laugh. So $20 and you made me laugh. Take that all day long. Thank you. Yeah, she likes every cake as far as I'm aware. She likes the cakes. She's sleeping right now because she worked the night shift, which is 11 p.m. till 7 a.m. So she'll be sleeping till about 3 probably. Thank you so much for that. I'll tell Kendra. So yeah, like the way we are, whatever's being promoted by the mainstream, the average person wants to be involved. Whether it's fashion, look at the fashion now. I saw some of my old students by the marina the other week, and what they were wearing, I'm like, I didn't say anything to them. Again, because I do believe you do have a right to whatever you want to wear to an extent. I'm like, what are they wearing? But then we have this thing in our head. It's like, well, fashion changes. Think about what we were wearing when we were teenagers. I was just wearing trackies, guys. Can somebody give me a woo? Lo siento, Durrell showing off his Spanish. When I grew up as a kid, I'd wear just like tracky bottoms, football shirt. Maybe because I was just an athlete, I was constantly playing football. But you see these young kids now really into fashion, and especially guys. And for me growing up, I didn't care about fashion really. Maybe when I got to about 19, 20 and I was going on a night out, I wanted a nice shirt. Even then, I wasn't too fussed. But you've got like 8-year-olds like deeply into fashion now. And I don't think that's right. Remember when God created us, we didn't have clothes. Can somebody give me a woo? We were naked. It wasn't until Adam and Eve committed the sin that they realized they were naked, because the nakedness is innocence. It's why babies run around naked. They don't even know it. They're not even aware that they're not wearing clothing. But for us, we're so fascinated by fashion and things like that. We weren't even designed to be wearing clothes in the first place. And again, fashion just has us focus on the outward, which is dangerous. So, yeah, like there's something very, very off about Hollywood, and it is running out of running out of time. I think Hollywood will be completely done soon. And this wokeness is just extremely annoying now. But to start having us focus on his agendas, which is really what the devil does, isn't it? He wants you focusing your attention on him rather than God. And Hollywood really does glorify Satanism and mocks Jesus. And there might be people within Hollywood who are just doing what they're told to do because they want to get rich. Their obsession with money. Do you know what I mean? They're like, okay, I guess I'll push this agenda. This is what Hollywood wants. This is what's going to get me that money. And then if it's not a success, well, I still make my money. What about the recent Grammys, the 66 Grammys? And the book of Revelation is the 66th book of the Bible. We know Taylor Swift did really well at those Grammys. Church of Satan was founded in 66. I remember the 65th Grammys in 2023 where Sam Smith performed his song Unholy with Kim Petras, and they were both seen wearing a hat with devil horns, whilst Petras, who was trans, who of course won a Grammy, she danced in a cage, which was highlighted by red lights. I've told you, these stars, they walk down the red carpet. Now, again, all I see is that Satan has devoured those two individuals. Quite frankly, I don't care if they're multimillionaires. Sean, thank you so much. What's going on here? £10 from Sean. Thank you very much, mate. Guys, I'm not used to getting super chats. Thank you. You've helped a lot on my journey to God. Thanks, pal. That's the greatest compliment you can give me, is that one. Thank you so much. Even when we look at Hollywood, this is spiritual as well. It all is spiritual. It's not as innocent. Like Britney Spears said, I'm not that innocent. It's the same with Hollywood and Disney. Can they entertain us? Yes. Does professional sports entertain us? Yes. But there's something sinister about it. Joseph's here. Much love to Joseph. Guys, please subscribe to Joseph Aquaviva2222. Great channel. And yesterday I did a live stream with Sean of the Sad. I know a lot of you watched it. If you haven't, please watch it, and please subscribe to Sean and Decoding with Cody as well. We had a really good chat. And which I've said for a while, those who are gifted with discernment and with the numbers should be working together to help other people. Like, I guess I've helped Sean. So Sean can then help somebody. That's how it should be, not competing with each other. So it seems when you reach a certain level of fame, then Satanism is just being exposed. So, for example, Lil Nas X came out of nowhere. I think he lacks talent. But as soon as he gave a lap dance to the devil, he became the biggest act in the world. Beyonce started throwing up satanic symbolism. Right after that, she became huge. I know she was really big in Destiny's Child, but as soon as she got with Jay-Z and was throwing up which we call the Illuminati symbolism, she became huge. Doja Cat, who glorifies the devil. Travis Scott glorifies the devil. Billie Eilish does. Lady Gaga. Triple Red. There's constantly satanic symbolism. Madonna recently. And you see it at their concerts, which you're paying way too much money to go to, their music videos. And they've also got social media as well to influence. That's why they're called influencers. Satan uses them. Now, I do believe that any person has freedom to believe what they want to believe, to listen to what they want to listen to, eat what they want to eat, watch what they want to watch, to an extent. But there's certain people in this world are given way too much power and way too much influence. And I would say Lil Nas X truly came to fame with his production of the Old Town Road. And I remember all the kids in my school singing it. And then it was all over TikTok, that song. And it was this huge success. I think he did it with Miley Cyrus's father, I think, perhaps, I'm not sure. But then he began singing this song to fifth graders. He went to this elementary school in Ohio, and he released a children's book, C is for Country. And I think country music is becoming very demonic as well when you listen to that. And because he knew that country music's really popular in Ohio, especially with the youth, it's becoming huge. Remember, Taylor Swift made a name in country music, and she's like at the top of the music industry right now. But then in 2021, literally 2 years later, from going around elementary schools, he released this song called Montero, parenthesis, Call Me By Your Name. And in this video, he literally demonstrates sexually explicit biblical and satanic imagery. All right. And then we know that he released 666 pairs of satanic shoes, which had the Bible verse Luke 10:18 engraved within them, which is how Lucifer was cast out of heaven like a lightning bolt. And the sole of the shoe had human blood. And Satan's coming for our soul. He wants to lead you to the lake of fire. Now, still, we all knew this. It all got put out in the media, and then Nike denied working with him. Of course they did. But the fact is, it all came out there, right? And still, anytime I go to downtown, I don't go clubbing anymore. I just can't, because it actually hurts my soul. Anytime I go downtown, they're playing Lil Nas X, that Call Me By Your Name song. And I'm like, people don't care. Hey, Tom Loftus, God bless you, brother. Yeah, the Great Awakening, you did tell me about America winning it. And they were founded 107 years ago, wasn't they? I think in 1916. And Israel was attacked by Hamas on 10/7. And did you notice that they beat Cruz Azul, and Messi's first game for Inter Miami was against Cruz Azul, and Messi wears number 10, and he scored 7 goals at the recent World Cup, which he won. So yeah, it's crazy. I just done a 1-minute video, guys, about why Club America beat Cruz Azul. I wanted to show you that Liga MX is just as coded as the Premier League. So yeah, that's true. That Olympiacos knocked out Aston Villa, which is Prince William's favourite team, and his grandfather was Prince Philip, who was born in Greece. The final's in Greece, and it's a Greek team against an Italian team, which I think is connected to coronavirus, because Italy was the first European nation hit by coronavirus, and all the variants were named after Greek letters of the alphabet, like Alpha, Delta, Omicron. They're all letters in the Greek alphabet. So probably telling us another pandemic's coming, but we'll deal with it, guys. And I remember there's a girl that I know, a really sweet girl called Isabella, but she is obsessed with Billie Eilish. And Billie Eilish, I said, watch this video. All the good girls go to hell. Just check out the satanic symbolism. And although I really like Isabella, she just said it was creative. Billie Eilish is one of the good ones. She said Hollywood's corrupt, but Billie Eilish is one of the good ones. And that's why the heart can be deceived. She got attached to this artist. It's like, okay, all the other ones might be satanic, but not Billie Eilish, who literally appeared wearing white angel wings in the beginning of a music video. But after falling to hell, her wings turned black. And then her background dancers appear in the flames behind her. So, but Isabella tells me, no, Billie Eilish is one of the good ones. But she's telling you all good girls go to hell, which is interesting. Do you know who goes to hell? Everybody who denies Christ as the Lord and Savior are the ones who are going to go to hell. It's not about you being good. So in her song Hold Up, Beyonce shows a Bible, all right, sinking in water after singing lines about meeting the devil. So all these people are doing is glamorizing hell, and it's become a trend. And now the youth of today see that it's successful by doing that, so they do the same thing, which is unfortunate. Beyonce also once released a song where she said she was on a period and she cleaned up the blood with a page of the Bible. Look it up. Do you know how degrading that is? The blasphemy that she was on a period, all right, and she cleaned it up with a page out of the Bible. This is Beyonce. How many young girls love Beyonce? How many parents are paying for tickets for their kids to go watch Beyonce? Still, she's been around like probably 20 years, yeah? Probably around 20 years. And I remember her song with Jay-Z. It's when I used to go clubbing when I was 18, 19, 20. She had that song with Jay-Z. Can anybody remember the name? But she was like half naked. She was surrounded by flames. Like it was a really like good song when you're growing up and you're out in a club. Can anybody remember the name of it? I should know with my memory. I don't usually forget things like this. But yeah, Jay-Z pops up. He starts rapping. Somebody will know it. No talk of Teletubbies today, brother. That was a pretty wild live stream. I don't know why I got into that, but it was funny. Looking back, a lot of people said you made me laugh so much with what you were saying. You know what's weird? On my Instagram, Banana Man appeared. You know, I talked about Banana Man. I was like, what a silly name for a superhero, Banana Man. He appeared. You know what people say? You talk about something and the phones hear it and then they put it in your algorithm. Well, Banana Man, who I've not seen in about 25 years, appeared on Instagram. No, it's not run this town. I'll have to tell you it, then I'll have to go in a few minutes. It was a huge song when I used to go out. Crazy in Love. Crazy in Love. Got me looking so crazy in love. Do you remember it? I ain't going to try to sing that. Beyonce is somebody who's come out and says when she's on stage, she's possessed by Sasha Fierce and she doesn't remember her performances. And when she performs, it's not her. I don't know how you can become more blatant without saying I'm demonically possessed on stage by saying when I'm on stage, I become something else. I become Sasha Fierce. And without Sasha Fierce, I wouldn't be able to perform at that level. Like, how blatant? She should just say, hey, when I'm on stage, I'm demonically possessed. And that's why I'm so talented. And that's why I can sing like next to nobody else. She's basically saying that without saying that. All right. Yeah, Crazy in Love. Thank you, Sean. It was a monster hit. So before I go, because remember, I've got to do this podcast. Again, thank you. I'm really grateful to Sean and Durrell. I don't think I've ever received $30 of super chats in one stream. I am very grateful. But before I go, I just want to say that I'm not telling you guys in my live streams that you should believe this. All right? You have your free will. I just like to share my story. And for example, now I'm not attacking people that watch Disney movies. I'm not attacking you if you enjoy the movie theaters and Netflix. That's your choice. I'm just talking about, I think Hollywood is running out of ideas and I think it's satanic and is pushing agendas. That's just my opinion. Do not let that bother you if you're watching this going, oh, this guy is just constantly negative. I'm not. All right. You have the right to your personal feelings and beliefs. All right. Doesn't mean I agree. with what you believe in. So sometimes discretion can be necessary instead of glorifying your beliefs all the time as well. So me being a teacher, I don't like how Hollywood takes advantage of younger generations. All right. They get them attached to certain pop stars or actors. And then these pop stars and actors, they go dark, like Britney did, like Christina Aguilera did, like Beyonce did. They go dark. And what happens is like they get these people addicted to celebrities, just like it's no different to drugs or fast food or alcohol. You get so attached to a certain celebrity that whatever they say and do, like for example, the girls that are obsessed with Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake, who's beyond satanic. Watch his recent music video. Oh my word. But people still remember Justin from NSYNC, that he's innocent, but like I said, like Britney said, I'm not that innocent. That's all of them at the highest level. And just because your favorite celebrity believes in this doesn't mean you have to believe in it. Doesn't mean you have to dress like them or have the same mannerisms or have the same political beliefs or religious beliefs. Okay? If you enjoy the music, okay, enjoy the music. Don't idolize them. If you still enjoy watching football, don't idolize your team and let it affect your mood. All right? Go watch a bunch of guys kick a ball around or throw a basketball around. Go do that, but don't let it consume you. All right? So again, Hollywood, you're running out of ideas. All right? Let's not keep justifying Satanism as creativity and subjective art. All right? Let's call out Satanism. Let's call out deception. Let's call out lies. Okay? It needs to be done. And I do it. And a lot of people like me for it. Many people don't. But I'll keep doing it. So I have to go. I've got this podcast. It actually starts in 4 minutes. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Let's see how much longer I stay on 11.9 thousand. If you haven't already subscribed, because a lot of you might follow me but not subscribe, I've done that, not deliberately. Please subscribe. Let's see if I can finally get to 12,000. That number's big to me because I was born on 14/4, which is 12 times 12, and I grew up at 12 Belmont Crescent since I was a baby. I lived in that house. So I don't know why I can't get to 12. Maybe it's the 12 disciples. Maybe it's blatantly just the 11.9, a reflection of 9/11. But if you haven't already subbed, again, it ain't for my ego. 11.9 to 12. I don't tell anybody I have a YouTube channel. But I just want to come off that 11.9. It's irritating me at this point. So yeah, if you can do me that favor, I'd be very grateful. And we'll see what happens. It'll be a glorious day when I get to 12,000. The day after, they'll take me back to 11.9 just to tease me, I think. All right. So yeah, thank you all. I've got to go. And I'll probably do a stream for you tomorrow. Take care, guys, and much love. And thanks again for the support. Woo!